Heavenly Bodies, Cult Treasures and Spectacular Saints from the Catacombs by Paul Koudounaris. This is a book that was published in 2013, so pretty old by the standards of most books that I review on this channel, at least most editions that I review on this channel. But I came across this book in a pub, and they had a copy, and I thought, do you know what? I think maybe some people who watch my channel could be interested in taking a closer look at this. So it's published by Thames and Hudson, and I have to say that I'm a big fan of what Thames and Hudson do. They managed to do quite a lot, considering that these are mass market books, you know, mass publishing. These are not little handmade books. They and yet they managed to do some very, very cool stuff at affordable prices. You know, I guess I reviewed the Book of Kells over there. That's a Thames and Hudson book. The Swedish folk tales, I think, is Thames and Hudson. My turn of anyway. I like Thames and Hudson. They do some great art books and books that feature illustration, right? Books that full color books. And this one's no exception. So what we have here is, in fact, a collection of images taken by the author. This is, I have to say, this is actually a sequel to a previous book that he'd had in publication, that he'd published, called The Empire of Death. And if you look that up, I'll leave links down below, affiliate links, so that you can click on those links, and I'll get a small percentage of the sale at no expense to you. And basically this particular book is about a chapter in the history of the Catholic Church, which not many people remember, it seems. So in the 16th century, a number of catacombs were found underneath Rome, and it was decided at the time that the skulls and bodies that had been kept in there were probably the skulls and bodies of the early Christians who had clearly died as martyrs and so on. Now, on what basis had this been decided? Well, the basis was certainly dubious. Nevertheless, being the 16th century, a lot of Central Europe, Central and Western Europe, in fact, had been turning towards Protestantism, and a lot of the relics that had been around were destroyed. And so to replace these relics, the bodies of these, well, the remains of that had been found in these catacombs were sent out, adorned with all of these jewels, and sent out to the various dioceses, and cults of prayer towards these. I mean, some of this is kind of gruesome, isn't it? I mean, it's papier-mâché masks that have been applied over the skulls in some cases. But yeah, it's very, very macabre, but it's all very, very well explained. I kind of interrupted myself there, I'm sorry. But yes, all this to say that these bodies were set up as part of a cult. A Catholic cult, right? And then after a while, as it was decided that maybe it wasn't all that how to say heterodox, orthodox, quite on the contrary, or not all that orthodox, all that acceptable according to the church rules. And so these items were sent back basically, and hidden away, and so we're getting a lot of images in here, but alongside the images we're getting this whole history of what happened, how it all happened, what happened in the meantime, what made people change their minds, and so on. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And it's all in this really nice presentation. I mean, obviously, when we're talking about some very, very beautiful pictures here. I'm showing you the cover here, but let me go inside here and just get close up onto some of the work that was done to make these human remains look dignified, and ultimately this was propaganda for the Catholic Church at the time, who were trying to keep people from moving over to Protestantism, and attract people with the idea of eternal life and the eternity of the body and rising after death, and so on. So what we have here are some, as I say, some pretty macabre images, but also we get some glimpses of this beautiful handiwork. Clearly, the people who put these together cared deeply, right? And we're very, very lucky to get these pictures, because these most of these are now hidden away, and the author of the book, Paul Koudounaris, got access to them in order to be able to photograph them and share them with us. So I'm just sharing way too many pictures of inside the book with you, but actually there are over 105 illustrations there are in the book. So illustrations and photographs, right? And it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. The value in terms of spiritual value here is interesting. I mean, it's an interesting thing to think about and to just to consider, right? Here are the tables of contents. It is the table of contents, should I say, the introduction. Holy bodies, it's relics and the Roman catacombs. So it's talking about the origins of these relics. The Church triumphant, constructing the catacombs saints. The chapter 3 is communal property, jeweled skeletons and civic identity. And finally, the mighty will fall, the end of the reign of the catacombs saints. It just gives us a complete history of this little anomaly in the church that happened in between the 16th and 19th centuries, I guess. There we go. Yeah, fascinating stuff. Absolutely fascinating. I hope you enjoyed the little overview here, guys. The links are down below in the description. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel when you do that, and click that like button, and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. I also really appreciate anyone who does click on that subscribe button and click that little notifications button to get notified of the videos that I upload. And yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, don't forget that there's a Patreon, and you can also join the YouTube memberships if you prefer to do it that way. And I will see you very soon with another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch it, and see you very soon with another one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.